The black man before me was eating his first fried chicken with delicate fingers. Afterward, he asked the white driver where he discarded the bone. The white driver rolled down the window and tossed the bone out. The black man smiled and followed suit. The next day, they stopped at a traffic light, and the woman beside them looked on, puzzled. A white man drove a black man, but driver Tony was indifferent. He waved to the woman and drove off. Tony hated black people. Once a black maintenance worker came to his house, his wife poured them a glass of water. After the black man left, Tony discarded the glass. He works as a security guard at a bar. He impulsively attacked a major bar customer and lost his job. The next day, his friend connected him with a driving job for a star pianist. Upon arrival, Tony learned that his employer, a black man named Don, is heading to the South for a piano tour next week. The South has the highest racial discrimination, so Don needs a driver and a personal bodyguard. Tony pondered all night and chose to accept the job to help the family make ends meet. Before leaving, the housekeeper gave Tony a book listing hotels for black travelers. Without it, black people face challenges in finding accommodations. Don and Tony made 2 requests. Let's check me. The melody being played secures my contract symbol. While eating, Tony recalled Tang's request and began smoking in the car, making Tang uncomfortable. After a long drive, they finally reached the performance's first stop. Tang and Tony said that the audience was full of upper-class people and they had to be careful about their words and behavior. Tony reluctantly agreed to Tang, who then captivated the audience, including Tony, with his superb performance. After returning to the hotel at night, Tony wrote a letter to his wife. In the letter, he said that he was already immersed in it when watching Tang performing on the stage. I was in disbelief for a while. He was a black man, and I even forgot that. The next day, they arrived at the second stop. Tony came to check the piano. When he saw it, he found that it was a very old and broken piano. Tony asked the staff. The doc can only record Steinway grand piano on the contract he signed. Come on, these pieces of shit can record anything you put in front of me. You only have 2 or 3 hours to clean up Steinway. You think you're talking to me? Tony restored Tang's dignity with a slap. He watched Tang shine on stage from behind. The two then prepared to head to the third stop, but as they drove south, racial discrimination intensified. Tony and Tang couldn't stay in the same hotel. Tang got drunk at the bar and was attacked by a group of white people. Tony discovered this place and requested to be released, but the other party not only denied his request but also threatened him with violence. Tony mimicked drawing a gun, clearly showing the other party's arrogance had vanished. Then the other party released Tang. The performance the next day went smoothly. But when Tang was about to go to the bathroom, the waiter would not let Tang use the bathroom. He asked Tang to go to the simple toilet under the tree. Then they drove back to the hotel to use the restroom and then came back to continue the performance. Tony wondered why Don performed for someone who disliked him. The band's guitarist told Tony that Tang could have played the piano in the north for 3 times the salary, but he chose to come south to earn their respect. Tony understood Tang and they continued south. At each new place, Tony wrote to his wife, but his letters sounded like blackmail, so Tang asked him to follow his guidance in writing. When his wife saw the letter, she cried, amazed by her husband's romance. One day, while driving, their car suddenly stalled. Tang stepped out of the car for fresh air and unexpectedly saw a group of black people working across the street. They noticed Tang and paused their work to look at him. In that moment, Tony felt very lonely. They had the same skin color but different destinies. Soon, they arrived at the next stop, but on the way, Tony met a few friends. They looked at Tony's boss. It was a black man who couldn't help but taunted Tang in Italian. But what they didn't know was that Night Tang could understand Italian. In the evening, when leader Tang was about to go out,